All right, go. Oh,
A lot of pressure now.
Oh my God.
A lot of pressure now.
And that feels high because they're pushing baby down and out. Think of it.
Not feel like somebody's sitting on your chest,
Yes, this
okay?
baby's going to be a big baby.
Just for a minute.
Oh my God. There you go. Girl, that's over 11 pounds. I'm pretty sure that's like 13 pounds. That's the biggest baby I've ever seen. I'm just going to be straight up.
Yeah, I got some.
I'm feeling the moment.
Oh my goodness.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ashley, aka Pretty Easy, and I'm back with another video. Check in, let me know how you are feeling, like what's been going on. Leave it in the comments below. I missed you guys so much, so if you would just do me a favor and leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Just do it right now. Let's go. I hope you all had happy holidays, guys, whatever you celebrate. I hope it was happy and merry. I know 2020 was kind of rocky for us all, but nevertheless, we made it through. I have faith, and I am keeping a positive outlook on things, that things will get better for us in 2021. So just hold on to that faith, guys, and things will get better. It's been so long since I've recorded a video, as most of you guys know. I just had a baby, or some of you may not know, because this is my first YouTube video back since having my baby. And guys, I am here to tell you all my birth story, okay? Ooh, I still get chills when I think about it, because it was so unplanned, so unexpected, like so weird. But nevertheless, my baby boy is here. He's gorgeous. He's beautiful. I love him so much. He's so squishy and cuddly. But guys, how he got here is a different story, okay? So, I'm going to jump right into this video, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, as you guys know, I was planning to have a natural birth, hence why I hired a doula for this birth. I've recorded videos with my doula. We were doing why all women of color need doulas and labor positions you can try with your partner and your doula. I'll link those videos in the card so you guys can see. But things did not go as planned for me, guys, and it was quite traumatizing. Now, I don't want to sound like a brat or anything, because my baby's here, he's healthy, and I should be all the way grateful, thankful, XYZ that he's here, and I am. Don't get it twisted. I am beyond grateful that he's here, because looking back at the situation, so many things could have went wrong, but they didn't, you know, so I'm grateful for that. But let me take you back to the first day, okay? Let me take you back to my last video. Guys, I was 40 weeks pregnant in my last video. You guys saw how big I was in that video, right? The how I don't remember exactly what the video is called, but I should know this because it's my video, right? But it's like how I unwind, how I relax, you know, 40 weeks pregnant, that's it, 40 weeks pregnant self-care routine, okay? So that video is up on my channel. I'll link that video in the cards in case you guys didn't see that video and want to see how big I was in that video. But I was pretty big, okay? Now, I'm going to take you back to 37 weeks pregnant. When I hit 37 weeks pregnant, guys, my body literally shut down on me. I could barely get out of the bed. I had to do like the little roly-poly roll. I couldn't separate my legs and get out of the bed. I called the doctor about this. I talked to my doctor about it, and they was just like, you know, your baby's dropping. It could be that. It could be this. It could be that. And I'm just like, I'm so ready to have this baby. And I remember telling my mom that I just didn't feel good at 37 weeks, and she was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, my body is just tired. And I remember telling my doula this as well. I was, you know, talking to her and sharing some things with her, and I told her that I feel like my body is failing me right now, because something's supposed to be happening, but it's not, okay? So, move along. 40 weeks, no baby. 41 weeks, they wanted to schedule me for an appointment for an ultrasound to check my fluid levels. So I get to my 41-week appointment, they do an ultrasound, and I'm noticing the lady on the ultrasound is just looking like, she just has this look on her face, and I keep looking at her, and I finally said something. I was like, so what do you see? Like, you know, what are you looking at? What's going on in there, you know? Tell me, please. And she was like, I'm just, you know, I'm just looking, I'm just, you know, let me get my, you know, my measurements and all that together, and then I'll let you know what's going on. And I'm like, okay. So I look over at my husband, and he looks at me like, we both kind of knew something was up at that point. So then she puts the, you know, the monitor on his head, and I'm looking, and I say, is that his head? And she was like, yeah, that's his head. And I look over at my husband again like, what kind of head is that? It was huge, okay? Huge. So at this point, I'm freaking out. Now, she finally finishes all her little measurements. She gets done, you know how they be tapping the keyboard when they're and they're like doing the ultrasound or whatever. So she looks at me and says, your baby is measuring 11 pounds, 5 ounces. I said, how much is he measuring? She goes, yeah, let me check something else real quick. So she starts punching it again. And she says, yeah, your baby is measuring 11 pounds and 5 ounces. I immediately get terrified because in my mind, I'm thinking, how am I going to push out an 11 pound, 5 ounce baby? When we left the ultrasound room, I told my husband, if they tell me that I'm going to have a C-section, I am going to freak out. And the reason being, guys, is because I am terrified of going under the knife. I've never been the type of person to be like, oh, I want to get this surgery, let's get that. No, I am terrified of hospitals and knives, okay? Let me repeat that. I am terrified. Like, it's almost like a phobia with me. I cannot, like, no, okay? So, remember, this is just my appointment. I'm still at my appointment, my 41-week appointment here. So I go down to the room, and I'm waiting on the doctor to come in, and she came in, and she looked at me like, and the first thing she said was, we need to talk. And I just started shaking, like my body just started shaking, and I'm crying, and I'm just like, ah. I'm listening to everything she's saying, but it's not registering in my, it's not. The only thing I heard her say was, if you decide to push him out, shoulder dislocation, we might have to crack a clavicle bone to get him out because he's so big. And I was like, hold up. So you mean to tell me if I decide to just go ahead and push this baby out, which I was still kind of leaning like, yeah, just push him out, you know. Let's just try it. She started talking about cracking bones and shoulders being dislocated. I was like, man, I cannot do that to my baby. So I had no choice, literally. I called my doula. First person I called was my doula. Actually, prior to that, I had already texted my mother-in-law and my mom, like, okay, this baby is 11 pounds, 5 ounces. Just so y'all know. That's before I had even gotten the doctors in the room to see my doctor. So my doula is like, Ash, I'm all for, you know, pushing the baby out, you know, non-medical intervention. However, it's best that you get a C-section. And when she said that, I knew that that's what I had to do. Like, I had to have a C-section. And granted, it sucked, but my baby's here. So long story short, they told me at the doctor's appointment, we have to go ahead and take him because we don't want him to get any bigger inside of you. And I said, so what we looking at? Like, you know, a couple days so I can, you know, get my head wrapped around the fact that I have to have a C-section. They said, no, we need to get you in today. And I was like, today? Like, I don't have time to mentally prepare myself. Not that I was ever going to mentally prepare myself. I don't think that was ever going to happen because I was literally just in freak out mode. But they was like, yeah, you need to come back today. Come back in a few hours, you know, get admitted, and we'll go ahead and we'll take him out today. And I was like, still thinking about it makes me cold. Like, it's so weird. And this is the crazy thing, guys. This is what blows my mind. When I went to that appointment, for some reason I just threw the hospital bag in the car. My husband said, I saw you put that bag in the car, but I didn't say anything. I didn't know what it was for, XYZ, so I just didn't say anything. But something told me that I was going to have my baby that day. But I thought it would be more of an induction type of thing, you know, where they give me the Pentatocin and I just push. But we still had to go back home to get more clothes because 11 pounds, 5 ounces is not newborn size. And I had packed like newborn size clothes, newborn 3 months, and I knew that I was going to have to get him some bigger clothes. So yeah, we had to go back home and, you know, pack a few things, get my dog situated, feed our leopard gecko. And I don't know, my mind just wasn't there. I cried from the time they told me that I had to get a C-section up until I got in the room, and I was still crying when I got in the actual room. Moving right along, after we came home to pack up our stuff, I drove to my mom's house because my son was there, and I told him goodbye. It was so emotional for me because I honestly thought I was going to die. I hate saying that out loud, but that's what I felt like. I felt like something isn't right. Like, Lord, if it's my time, it's just my time. That's what I kept thinking in my head. So I gave my child a hug. I told him I loved him. And I was like, bye, son. You know, like, I was literally tripping, y'all. Like, I'm very dramatic already. I'm a very, very, very dramatic person. So this situation was probably even more dramatic. I was probably acting even more dramatic with this situation because I was so afraid. But I told my son bye. I told him I loved him. I gave him a hug, just crying, crying, crying. I gave my mom a hug, cried on her shoulder for a little bit, and we dipped. We went back to the hospital. I got admitted. Tevin drops me off at the front. I'm sitting in the lobby. He had to go get the bags out of the car. So when he got back, this guy escorted us up to the room where we were going to meet the doula. And as if it wasn't already dramatic enough, y'all, I kid you not, I don't know if he was Korean or Chinese. He wasn't Chinese. He might have been Vietnamese. I think he might have been Vietnamese. And he starts pushing me, you know, up to the elevator to go to our room. And he's singing this song. Then sings my song, my Savior God to thee. He's singing it really slow. Really slow, really kind of. So he's pushing me up to the room and singing this song. And it's like a scene from a movie. And I'm just like, I told you if it was my time, it's just my time. At this point. But yeah, dude was singing this song, singing it all slow and dreary. He was pushing me slow, you know, so I'm just rolling up through the hospital. So it was weird, to say the least. I got admitted. That's where I met my doula. When I saw her, I just started crying. Like, she was just like, you poor thing. And I was like, I know. So as I'm, getting dressed for the surgery, I'm laying in the bed, I kind of calmed down a little bit because we were just talking. The nurses were talking to me. My doula, Nadia, was talking to me. My husband, we were all just having conversations. So it just kind of took my mind off of it for a little bit. So, we was, just chatting, not necessarily about the surgery, but just about things in general. And a nurse came in and she was like, okay, now I need to clean and shave your belly. And that's when it hit me again, like, oh snap, it's real. Like they're about to cut me open. I had to walk to the back room where they did the spinal block. When I get in the room, it's super, super cold. It's like freezing cold. Like, and I was like, is this where I'm gonna have the surgery? And they was like, yeah. And I'm like, it took them so long to do the spinal block on me because you have to have your back kind of like a C shape. They kept telling me like, bend down, bend down. And I was just like, I was just sitting there crying, like I couldn't bend over, so they had to keep poking me with the needle, and I was just like freaking out. I kept asking for my husband. They won't let anybody go in the room with you when you get the spinal block. For whatever reason, I guess in case they mess up, they don't have any witnesses, blah, blah, blah. But I kept asking, okay, where's my husband? Like, if my husband is in here, I probably can do a little bit better. But they were like, no, we'll call him in here when we get done. I said, okay. So I kept trying to hunch over, and they were like, sweetheart, you have to relax. You have to relax. Breathe. And they had the music on that I chose. So I just tried to listen to the music and just really be like, okay, I really have to focus to have this baby. Like, I have to get in the zone. Like, and the baby has to come out of me. So I need to get it together. So I took a deep breath, and I just kind of bent all the way down, and I was breathing. The lady was in front of me telling me, you can do this, you can do this. And they finally got the spinal block to work. Now, when they got the spinal block to work, I started feeling these sharp pains, like these sharp little static things, and I'm like, ah. And the guy is like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I just feel something in my leg. What is this? He was like, oh, that's normal. Like, you're going to feel that. Eventually, it's going to stop, and you're going to get numb. And that made me freak out even more. The fact that they were literally down there poking on me and I couldn't feel anything. So I'm like, oh God. The medicine starts to kick in and I get kind of, woozy. And I'm like, okay, y'all said my husband can come in here when, y'all did the spinal block. The spinal block is done. Where he at? Like, go get him. Go get him and my doula. Like, y'all not finna do this surgery because I will roll off this table and I will drag myself out of here. Y'all don't know me, okay? They was like, okay, we're going to get him. Like, just calm down. I'm like, okay. So eventually they get him. They bring him in and he comes in and he, just gets all in my face. And he's like, yeah, we're going to do this. You are okay. And I was like, dang, if I had you in here the whole time, we could have been a little better. Like, whatever, but whatever. He's in there now. My doula's in there. And she's watching my back for me. He's, talking to me. And, yeah, that's pretty much how it went. So they started doing the surgery. I didn't feel a thing. I didn't feel anything. And they told me that they will let me see my baby when they, when they took him out. And they told me that when he actually, the process of them taking him out, I was going to feel a tug. That tug felt like breath, like air coming out of my body. It was so weird. It was okay, now you're gonna feel the tug. And I remember just going like shortness of breath. And then he was here. Like, it was so quick, but it felt like it just felt like it took forever. Like, so they take him out and they say, here's your baby, 11 pounds 14 ounces of baby right there in your face. Bam, here he is. Bloop, he's huge. Okay, he's already like 3 months. Jeez. But nevertheless, he came out. He was healthy. He was just big, and I don't know how he got that big. 11 pounds 14 ounces. That's a big baby. Okay, Like, I gotta hold him like, and that's another thing. Having a C-section and then having a baby that big, like having to lift him. Ooh, talk about pain. But anyway, nevertheless, he's healthy. He's here. He's beautiful. I love him. He's so soft and squishy and cuddly. And that's that. So when they finally take the baby out, you know, they take him to do all the little stuff, the vitals and whatnot, and they put him on my chest. And, you know, I'm looking at him. I'm like, hi, little guy. Like, you know, like, but I'm shaking so bad from the medicine and it being cold in the room that I had to have my husband, you know, hold him because I couldn't really, like, I don't know if it was nerves or it was just the whole cold or the medicine mixed together. It could have been all of it mixed together, but I couldn't hold him and I felt like he was unsteady. So I was like, I just need you to take him. My husband FaceTime. No, he didn't FaceTime. He called our moms while we was in the room, and I remember my mom being like, let me speak to her. And she was like, hey, how you doing? And I just said, I'm cold. I'm cold. And she was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, that's it. But anyway, guys, we got through it. We did it. It's done. Never to be done again. I ain't having no more kids. I say that now, but I'm really not having it anymore. I'm done. Look at me being done. Yeah, this is what done looks like. Go Google done. Google done in this face. She'll pop up. She's done, okay? Let's get into the recovery part. I know I'm just running my mouth, but recovery for me was a bit challenging, and I feel like it was challenging because I didn't have time once again to prepare myself for this type of birth. So recovery was a bit much. Like, you know, the first time you get out of bed after having a C-section and you feel that pain, you kind of want to just walk like humped over. You can't really, you know, hold your back up. That was the weird. And then actually having to hold a 11-pound, 14-ounce baby and lift him up while you are recovering is a bit much too. Bending over, picking him up out of the crib, out of the chair, wherever you got to pick him up. It's like, ooh. And then, like, when I was in the hospital, I literally had to have my husband move him from breast to breast. Like, I'm breastfeeding. So he picked him up for me, and he would switch him around. You know, I just, thank God I had my husband there to help because he literally helped me every step of the way. He had a 7-week paternity leave, and actually he's just about to go back to work. Today is Thursday, so he'll be going back to work on Sunday. So I don't know what I'm gonna do without him just yet, because he's, you know, helping me with my 3-year-old and also the newborn, and I'm kind of still healing. My incision is not all the way healed. I still have a little bit of soreness left, but nevertheless I am way better than I was at first. Okay, because at first I was just like, God, like, ugh. And like I said, I don't mean to sound like a brat or anything, but it just was so unexpected for me that I just didn't have time to mentally prepare myself for anything that took place with my birth. So that's pretty much my birth story, guys. I'll insert some pictures of him. I'm not gonna go mess with them right now because he's asleep, and when he's asleep, y'all know, let the baby sleep. Mama is sleep deprived too. I don't know if you guys can tell, but she's tired, okay? But I am so glad to be back on YouTube. I feel like I'm back in my zone, back in my element, you know, content creating and whatnot. But I just had to come on here, guys, and share with you my birth story, because I know, well, I can't just jump back on YouTube and not tell you guys what happened. Like, Oh, and I want to say this too, guys. This is why it's very, very, very important to have a doula. She was like the best support to me and my husband. even though we had a drastic change, we had to change our plans right quick, she knew how to adapt. Not one time did she panic. Not one time did she get in a frenzy. Not one time did she just, you know, be like, well, you're on your own, you know, since you're having a C-section, that's not what we planned, so I'm a dip. Like, it wasn't like that. Like, she came through. She met us at the hospital. She kept me calm. She was a shoulder to cry on, a person to talk to. She took pictures for us. Like, you know, it was just, she made the experience so much more tolerable for us, and for that I'm grateful. Thank you, Nadia. Shout out to you. She says she's a lifelong doula. She's came to the house for postpartum visits, and I got my placenta encapsulated. Hold on, I'm going to show you guys 1 second. So here are my placenta pills that Nadia encapsulated for me, and I just take these. Placenta encapsulation helps with your milk supply, your mood. It stabilizes your mood and all that good stuff. Shockingly, after this birth, I didn't get the baby blues like I got with Solar. I think because of everything that went on, I was already kind of traumatized by the whole shebang that I just didn't even go into another, you know, spell where I had baby blues when I got home. Like, my mood has been very good. I've been laughing more. And guys, what they don't tell you after you have a C-section, it hurts to cough, it hurts to sneeze, it hurts to laugh, it hurts to literally do everything because your stomach muscles control like everything. It hurts to walk, it hurts to lift things up, it hurts to bend over. Like, anything you can imagine, it hurts. But tell me why Netflix put a whole bunch of comedies on there, and I love comedies, okay? So the whole time I'm healing, I'm in the bed, I'm watching comedies, but it hurts to laugh, but I love to laugh. So just imagine me in the room watching comedies, like doing this little weird high-pitched laugh to keep my stomach from, you know, it was like, it was so annoying. But nevertheless, I can laugh again. I'm excited about that. You know what? It teaches you not to take the little things for granted. You know, just simple things like laughing, okay? Because when I laughed for the first time, I said, oh, what? Can't even laugh? Dang. But anyway, guys, I could keep going on and on and on. I hope I didn't leave out any details. Okay, let me recap. Doctor's appointment, got to the hospital, had to hit, cut, baby's here, 11 pounds, 14 ounces, recovery, postpartum, placenta, and doula. I think I got it all, guys. I think that's pretty much it. I feel like I've been talking forever because I haven't been on YouTube forever, and I just have a lot to say. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what videos you would like to see from me, because I'm back on it. I know you guys want to see hair videos. My hair has not been done since November 4th. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I have washed it, you know, since then, but you know, end of pregnancy, having a C-section, I just haven't done anything with my hair. Like, I don't know if you could tell, like, I just kind of braided it up and like throw it in this little messy ponytail thing. You know, it works for now. But I'm going to eventually retwist it soon. But this is not a hair video, guys. I get off topic so easily. Let me know what videos you guys want to see in 2021. We could take it from there. I'm so glad to be back. But nevertheless, that's it for this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like my videos, why not subscribe to my channel? And as always, world peace. Bye, guys.